All right, welcome to another episode of T York Politics, where we spill the tea on everything New York City politics and more. My name is Brian Allen. I'm an educational equity consultant, facilitator, educator, world traveler, a stubborn Taurus. And yeah,
Every episode you're adding more and more stuff.
the people got to get to know us.
That's fair. I'm Daquan Chung. I was the digital manager for Maya Wiley's 2021 mayoral campaign, and I was the digital manager for the city council and the speaker of the city council, Adrienne Adams, who recently ran for mayor. And today, this is a very special episode of our podcast. We have our first guest, Jay.
Ooh, thank y'all for having me.
Our podcast doesn't have sound effect budgets.
Damn.
It's in the heart. I feel it.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on still. I guess to open up, I don't know if y'all, well, Daquan, you're definitely aware because of where you reside, but Legionnaires disease has taken over Uptown, specifically Harlem. And so recently, I think like 2 weeks ago, there was like the first reported case of the disease with a woman being hospitalized. She low-key like entered a coma because the virus or the bacteria went to her brain and like it was just really bad. And the health department had found that there was water contamination in some of the water tanks above certain buildings in the central and West Harlem area. They released a bunch of different zip codes that like highlighted the specific areas. But more recently so the number of cases has increased since then from like 3 to I think like in the 20s, and the number of deaths has increased from like 1 to 2 to
No,
I think
it's
like, 5
now.
I was gonna say increased to like 6 people now.
6
Yeah,
now?
there's 6.
Okay, so I live in one of the zip codes with Legionnaires disease.
Uh-oh.
So Brian knows. I don't want to talk about the specifics, but I've been dealing with some other health stuff. And so I've been having some body issues going on. And then
You got a lot going on.
I got a lot going on. And then this week, my downstairs neighbor, I bumped into her. She had Legionnaires disease.
Damn.
She's a smoker. She's a bit older. She might be in like her 60s. I don't know. With black people, like sometimes you can't tell like how old she is, but I think she might be in her 60s. And she's a smoker, so she got health issues. So then I started feeling sick.
It's not contagious, by the way.
Yeah, but it was in our building. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking like if she had it and she's in our building, I started feeling sick. I had a bad cough. So I'm thinking I already have my other health body stuff going on. Then I start coughing and I'm like, bitch, if I fucking got Legionnaire's disease.
It's just all
And then they
bad.
put this sign on our building door and it was like, if you start coughing, go to the hospital.
But mind you, the hospital was one of the contamination areas.
Yeah, it was like one of the water towers on the hospital.
Yes.
Of the like STD clinic in Harlem. It was
So,
like that one.
it ain't safe nowhere in your
Well,
neighborhood.
Well, also like I told you last week I had started that new job. So my healthcare doesn't kick in until September 1st. So I had started coughing and I read that sign on my door and it was like, if you cough and go to the hospital. And I was like, it's either I'm dying of Legionnaire's disease or I'm going to the hospital and I'm getting a $20,000 medical bill.
Ma'am.
And I was like, I think I'm just going to die.
You just gotta take that L. I mean, thankfully, this is gonna sound terrible, but it is an old person's disease. Like the folks that have succumbed to Legionnaires have been of older age. So I think you're fine. But
Okay, well, the other context is that the girl in my office, there's 3 people that work in my office. The girl that sits next to me, she was sick. So I was thinking, I was like, either I got the whatever I have from her, or I was like, or I have Legionnaire's disease. So when we talked on the phone that one night, I was like, if I'm still sick tomorrow, I'm going to go to the hospital because I don't want to die from Legionnaire's disease.
you didn't end up going to the
But then
hospital.
I woke up the next day and I literally felt better because I was like taking vitamin C's. I was like, doubling up on my vitamins, like taking airbornes. So the next day I felt better. And then I didn't feel ill.
Yeah.
I just felt like I had the cough. The cough was bad, but I didn't feel, my body like wasn't tired. Like I didn't feel like how I felt when I'm normally sick.
Yeah.
So I just was like,
My mom has been bombarding me on Instagram with information about Legionnaires.
Legionnaires?
And I'm like, girl, my zip code is safe. Like, it ain't me.
Yeah.
Well, mine's is not.
I think like it's like another example of how like we keep saying, oh, we can cut budgets so we can just shrink, government bodies and shrink them and fire people. But then things like this happen and it's like, oh, why'd that happen? Because nobody's doing like the due diligence piece about it. I feel like
Definitely.
the budget decreased by like 30% from 2024 to 2025. And then, oh no, you know what I mean? It's
Suddenly
like,
there's an outbreak and nobody knows what to do.
Exactly.
To manage it.
I saw an article. I didn't read it because I didn't feel like it, but it was basically about like how Mayor Adams, it was just like an introspective of like his, sort of his response, this administration's response to sort of the Legionnaires outbreak and sort of basically just how it's a reflection of how terrible he is of a mayor.
Yeah.
But I didn't read the details of the article, but I feel like if there was a botch response, I feel like he definitely probably has a part of it because he just sucks. Like he's kind of terrible, and just like many of his responses to certain things that have happened in the city have sort of he's been blamed for some of those things. So
I think he has the worst response to tragedies in the history of New York City mayors. Like with the police officers and like fuck NYPD all day, but like even like with this more recent shooting, like just the things that he says, just like they don't make any sense, or they're just like so unimportant. Like,
oh my god, I want to talk about that.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice that. My mom had called me and she was like, "Did you see that there was a shooting in Brooklyn?" And I was like, "No, I didn't." And then I had to go and Google it because our news is separate by borough. Like
I would imagine so. Yeah,
like Spectrum, one is in Manhattan. I think like they have News 12 in the Bronx, and I think Brooklyn you have a different like news. So I didn't even see that it happened. Was it near? You live in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't near me. I don't know exactly where it was. I didn't hear too much about it.
The place was Taste of the City. I think that was the name of the club or the bar.
Yeah.
Where is it at? Oh,
Yeah.
it was niggas shooting niggas.
I believe so.
Niggas, stop shooting each other. There are other people to shoot.
Let's focus. Full of resources, baby.
We get it together.
I was rooting for you.
Stop killing each other. There are other people to kill. No shade to the other. But yeah, I didn't see that, and I was like, what was the mayor's response to?
I can't even remember. I blacked out his ignorant ass, but it just was stupid. I think he's very unintelligent, so anything that comes out of his mouth just sounds like dumb as fuck to me.
Yeah.
Me and Ashley we have a mutual friend that lives on 135th where Harlem Week was last weekend, and we walked by the Eric Adams tent he was like hosting or like.
Oh, he was there.
He was campaigning there. He had like a whole like tent, and I just wanted to tear down his shit so bad, just like kick one of the tent legs.
How bold to just be there campaigning! Like that's wild.
You should have had eggs. You should have threw eggs at him.
Eggs are very appropriate.
Eggs, like toilet paper.
Boo this man.
Yeah, I didn't realize. What end was he on?
He was like right
near
by
Madison
the police station.
He was by the police station.
He was right outside of the precinct.
Oh, that's literally where he would be.
Yeah, makes
posted up
sense.
at.
His scary ass. Yeah.
I can't get that video of his. I can get that video of his where he's like, "Yo, kid could be having a gun in their backpack. Yo, kid could be having crack in their school." It was like,
Or,
you weirdo.
That's the one where he's going through the house.
He's such a weirdo. Like,
or have you seen the one where he's like bigging up New York City and he's talking about like New York City is such an amazing place. Like 1 minute your Twin Towers could be going down, the next you could be shopping in Soho.
Oh
like,
yeah. Wait, I literally was about to say, could you imagine if he was the mayor during 9/11?
yeah.
Yeah, no. Were you here during 9/11?
Yeah, I was. I was in the 3rd grade. Actually, it's so crazy. Like, so I lived in Queens, and so we could actually see the smoke from where my school was at, and everyone had got pulled out of school that day. So like everyone's parents was pulling them out of school, and I was like one of the last people left in my class. And so
where was Deborah?
I don't know. She was there when I got home, but it was like, so basically like once we figured out what was happening, the context was like, if you were left in class, then
that meant
that could potentially be like your parent was in the building. So I was like one of the last people left. Like literally everyone's parents came and got them out of school. And Deborah used to work right next to the World Trade Center.
Okay.
What happens is at the time she was on sabbatical from work, but she likes to frame the story as she took that day off of work and she wasn't there, even though I think she was on a year-long sabbatical. And she always tries to tell that story. And she's like, yeah, I didn't go to work that day at the work. I'm like, yeah, you didn't go to work that day because you were on sabbatical for a year.
Believe black women.
It was Jesus.
Okay, divine intervention.
But Deborah did, actually, she used to work for Verizon. There's a Verizon corporate building. It's right next to the World Trade Center. That's the building that my mom used to work in.
Yeah.
Wow.
And relatedly, I just found they just announced more like found or noticed victims or folks who perished in the explosions. I'm saying explosions.
How are they still finding people?
I don't know, but they just released like 6 new names, and there was one person who was unnamed. Their family didn't want them like identified, which I thought was interesting.
I thought all those bodies were excavated already.
I think there's. I mean, I don't know if they're still digging folks up.
I don't think so because they already have the memorial there.
Maybe it's like people that
And those
like
new
didn't
buildings
have
of it.
close family, but like they're just now realizing like folks are still missing. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Like
That is
is that
crazy.
how many years later? 14, 15 years later?
What was it, 2001? I mean, yeah, 2001. It's like
So
24
20-something years
yeah,
later.
yeah.
Oh shit.
Yo, that's crazy.
And there goes my first belch.
Daquan be gassy as fuck.
I do.
It's gonna be a continued thing. All right. Well, on today's episode of Niggas Harriet Tubman Would Have Shot, speaking of Eric Adams, today we have a very unique and piss poor collective of niggas. Let's just put it that way. And so, yeah, Jay, this list is comprised of folks that, based off of Harriet Tubman back when she was freeing slaves and taking them up north, if there were folks that either were about to like snitch to slave masters, that were fucking up their escape, like anything, like she carried a shotgun with them as like a threat to like continue on her mission. And so this list is comprised of niggas that we envision today in today's time. If Harriet Tubman was still around carrying that shotgun, she would blow their tops off.
You think she ever shot anyone?
Oh,
Yes.
definitely.
I feel like it.
Boots. You don't get that notoriety
Without shooting somebody.
without shooting somebody.
It's a real one. You know what I mean? So I know she know how to handle that thing.
Somebody got shot in the kneecap at least. Like, we gotta quiet you up.
Okay, who's first?
So first up, Stephen Smith. Stephen Smith is an ESPN, or at least was an ESPN like commentator.
That's his name?
His name is Stephen Smith.
Stephen A. Smith.
Okay.
He kind of looks like a Stephen Smith.
He looked like a bobblehead to me.
He do
you know the
look like a
bobbleheads like your dad or uncle used to have from
Yes.
like the 80s, 90s NBA.
Sitting on the dashboard. Yeah. He is weird looking. But more recently, so he's like in the sports industry, sports realm, athletics. He tends to have very problematic views, like anti-black in terms of how he handles and speaks about black athletes, especially in relationship to white athletes. Like there is some favoritism that goes on in those ways. I'm thinking specifically about what's the young black woman?
Angel Reese and Caitlin Collins.
Yes.
Yeah.
So them two, like, he's notoriously always on the white woman's side. But more recently, he just made a statement, like basically like celebrating Trump for his ability to end global conflicts around the world, and was like, I don't agree with everything that he does or says, but like we have to at least acknowledge the fact that he is like a peacemaker around the world. And I'm like, this coon ass nigga.
Where?
Like, so they showed so in the video that I saw, they created a scrolling list of all of the countries that were in conflict that Trump has allegedly like brokered peace deals with. And guess there was probably 12 different like conflicts. Guess how many of them involved Israel?
I don't know.
All but one.
Oh Lord.
All but one. So I'm saying, like, if there's a country that you are in heavy partnership with that's always into it with another country, like, who's the problem and who's to say that you're actually brokering deals as opposed to like just addressing the fact that Israel is a problem? Like, let's get to that.
I want to say, ever since Trump became the president again, my spirit has not been at peace.
Ever.
So him and peace don't go
You
together.
sound like my mom now. But I literally remember after Trump got elected, Daquan was just like, he was in a serious rut.
Yeah, I was pretty bad for like, well, the 3 days after I was just like crying and I couldn't get out of bed. And then it just was like a month of like, I couldn't sleep. I was having nightmares. My anxiety was bad. I lost almost 10 pounds. Like I wasn't eating. It was really bad. Like
Opposite of the Beyonce effect.
Lord.
We need to talk more about the Trump effect.
And you know, like his State of the Union address, or it was a quasi State of the Union address. And I remember he went through like 4 nations and he's like, no one's ever heard of these nations before. I don't know. And I was just like, it made me so like disgusted because it's like, you are the most powerful person in the world. Every decision you make is impacting every person in these countries and you have no idea. It's just the ignorance of it. Which with Republicans broadly, sometimes it'd be like the callousness or the evil. But for Trump and me, it feel like it'd be the dumbasses.
He's
He's
really stupid.
Yeah.
I have two things about Stephen A. Smith.
Okay.
Going.
First of all, he has the hairline of a nigga that has self-hatred for black people.
They always
like
gotta look.
This, yes, they do. Like I just Google him and I'm just like, this fucking hairline, either like let this go or it's literally insane.
Back. You picked up a picture?
Yeah. Like his hairline is running away from his face. It's really crazy.
He looks
That's
like
from all the
evil
evil
John
he's
Legend.
out. His hair is running from
Yeah.
everything he's saying.
My other issue with him is that I saw this week, there was a clip that he has a podcast or something, and his daughter was on it, and his daughter is also black. I don't know why I assumed that he would be with a white woman and he would have biracial kids, but he has a black daughter. And the way he disparaged Kamala Harris during that campaign and sort of his rhetoric towards her, I kind of was shocked to find out that he had a black daughter because, like, regardless of how you feel about the Democrats, like, you know, everybody got their opinions. But I think the vice president, I think Kamala Harris is like a really accomplished, pretty incredible black woman. I think she's a great example for other black women. And I also just think like the state of particularly just like women in this country getting their rights taken away, particularly like black women in politics, for her to have that opportunity to become president and for you to have a black daughter and for her to also just like hear the way you speak about this black woman who's like seeking to become the most powerful elected official in the world, like finding out that he had a black daughter, I was just kind of shocked because of his rhetoric was just like,
I think there's just a level of cognitive dissonance that exists when people talk about like our community, like it's black men talking about black women who have black mothers. It's black men.
But I also was gonna say like the way he talks about the way he has been talking about Kamala Harris, it sounds like a man who hates black women.
I mean, and he very well might. Like just because you're procreating doesn't mean that precludes like your hatred or like self-hatred for people that you are in community with.
And that's why I was shocked that his daughter is black.
Which is why
if you hate black women, then like why are you having children with black women?
Niggas don't care.
I don't know if y'all listen to the Positive America podcast.
No,
like,
I don't.
He went on there for some reason.
Who are the hosts of Positive America?
John Favreau, like the former Barack Obama speechwriter.
They're white, right?
They're white. Yeah. They had Stephen A.
You don't
Smith.
listen to them.
There. Every now and then I tap in, but they had Stephen A. Smith on there for some reason to try to like talk to the disaffected like Democratic voter, and they felt like he represented that perspective for some reason.
Okay.
Very reductive. I was like, why did y'all even give him the microphone?
This is
like, I want to run for president. And, you know, Kamala can't talk, but I could talk, so I'm going to do it.
No.
And I was like, oh.
This is a whole different side conversation.
Platforming ignorance.
Yo.
But the people that some of these large platforms that they reach out to be like the voices of certain communities is just like Charlemagne is like somehow the voice of the black community, and like Stephen A. Smith, they're bringing him on a podcast to be like talk to disaffected Democratic voters, and I'm just like, these people do not represent these communities that you're seeking their opinions to speak on. So I just don't understand like why they be bringing certain people on these podcasts to like express their opinions, because their opinions are stupid.
They are. They are.
Who's next?
So yeah, Stephen Smith would have got offed. Next up on the list is Daniel Caesar. I don't know if y'all remember, but several years ago on, I believe, Twitter, there was a content creator or an influencer, Yes Jules or Yeah Jules, one of the two that are really unimportant. But this white woman posted a picture of a t-shirt that said, nigga on it. And she tweeted it like, am I able to wear this? And like, I guess it was like supposed to be like a joking manner or whatever, but it's like, bitch, not funny.
Yeah.
And so she was getting like railroaded on Twitter because of that statement or that question, that post. And Daniel Caesar,
He said yes.
was the one person that was like, why are we like bashing her so bad? Like, it was just a post. Like, we don't need to do this. Like, I don't understand why Black people like get so angry when white people like ask questions or like are joking around. Like, there's other things that are more serious. Like, he just like completely like rushed to this white woman's defense.
Sprinted.
And when Black people turned around and like started firing at him, he was like, well, I dare y'all to cancel me. Like, what are y'all gonna do? Like,
Is he canceled?
absolutely can't. Like, the people, like,
I never knew where the hatred for. I didn't know this story.
so this
Oh,
is
I
the
didn't.
background. So he has like, he literally dared Black people to cancel him. And we were like, bet, say less. And so like his music hasn't really been going anywhere. He just released a new album or is like in the process of like doing a rollout for new music.
Mhm.
But that, and then more recently,
I'm Googling to see if his last project flopped.
and then recently, he was seen or found to be liking Trump deportation policies, like posts about
Oh,
deportation policies. And like, this man is Canadian. Like,
I
he don't
literally
even
was
go
about to
here.
say, wait a second, he's Canadian.
He don't even go here. So like, he just like,
I'm on his Wikipedia page now.
it's just very like anti-Black and like very like
Oh, wait a second.
white aligning.
He sings "Get You" with Kali Uchis.
Yeah.
I like that song.
He also sings
He
that
got a
one
couple
song
cute
with
songs, but
Oh, he sings the song with her.
her. Yeah.
Oh, I like that song too.
he got a couple cute songs, but the nigga's still dumb. I agree. I feel like, I think we don't need your opinion on everything.
Hello.
Give me your opinion on A minor.
Just
don't
sing
give me
these
your
songs.
opinion on this.
Just sing these songs.
And this is the first time I heard that he even had an opinion about the deportation policies. I feel like that's such a, like, why? That's the hill you gonna die on? Whoa, okay.
We need to deport him.
I don't know where he's at, but get him the shit
Expeditiously.
out of here. No, dead ass.
Honestly, having to go back to Canada right now is actually not even that bad.
It's not. I
Probably
just
better.
I agree to your point though. Like, we really need to hear and know less about some of these celebrities or like music artists. Like, just do your talent, like do your show, and then go under a rock. 'Cause,
We need
like,
to
it's
hear-
not helping anybody.
We need to hear everybody's opinion less. Podcast canceled.
Oh. All right, that's a wrap, y'all. Thanks for coming. But yeah, Daniel Caesar is a chop. And last but not least, with everything that's been going on in DC, nigga that Harriet Tubman would have shot is DC Mayor Muriel Bowser. With everything that has been going on with Trump's infiltration of the streets with the National Guard, the military, and DC police, which I thought they had blocked because a judge had put out an order saying that it was unconstitutional, but for some reason it's still happening, which has been the case with everything that Trump is doing. And so the mayor of DC initially was in Martha's Vineyard when all of this was happening. Like, she wasn't in the city, and people were complaining about that. But when she returned, she had a press conference and essentially said that to calm everyone's nerves, like, DC isn't being infiltrated by the military. Like, he's not doing a takeover. Everybody just needs to calm down. The streets are safer, yada, yada, yada. And everybody's like, but Black people are being picked up off the street, either being detained, deported, or arrested for no reason. I just saw a video of police like going into a Black woman's car without like a warrant or anything, just like going through stuff. So like, the streets are not safe for Black people right now in DC, and she's just like completely disregarding, either to save her own ass or to like actually like feed into Trump's like hysteria. So I don't know. What do y'all have thoughts?
Did I tell you this? My friend Yemisi, she was the chief of staff to Corinne, the press secretary, and she was in town the other day. And I was like, oh, hang out with me. She was like, oh, I'm sorry I can't hang out with you right now. She's like, this was a quick last minute trip. Like, she's a Fox News contributor now that she left the White House. And she was like, you should come to DC. And I was like, girl, I'm not stepping foot in that hellhole city. Like, I would never come there. I was like, either I see you in New York or I don't see you at all.
And I've been wanting to go, and I'm like, not
Now
right
is not
now,
the time.
Not right now.
No.
Here's my thing. I love DC. I did an exchange program for a year there with my college.
Okay.
And
Where'd you go?
I went to Gonzaga on the West Coast, but like
Okay.
I went to American University when I was out there.
Oh, dope.
Love DC. I hung out with the Howard niggas. Like I was out there, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, what was they giving?
HU?
That was lit. That was lit. But as I understand it, Trump is able to have the National Guard in DC because he's claiming they're under duress. It's like a national emergency, even though it's like a 30-year low in crime at the same time. But I thought that Muriel Bowser was saying it's not an emergency and we're going to get these folks out of here, but maybe I'm misunderstanding.
I would hope that that's what she was saying.
I would hope, because otherwise there's no legal basis for the National Guard to even be there. And DC is not, I feel like DC is actually not a hellhole. It's really not giving that. So there's no need for all of these like people to be policing these black kids, because those are the folks who are doing some of the frivolous, chaotic things that they're saying. But it's like, I heard a CNN contributor recently, I can't remember their name, say like, maybe we should start like after school programs and like, you know what I mean? Like things that are community building rather than like community degrading. But
Yeah.
whatever.
It's all about framing, because that's what the mayor of Baltimore did.
Exactly.
Like, they have like a historic like decline in crime rates, and that's exactly what he did. He started after school programs, community programs, like all of these things, and it's like it works.
City of LA with gang prevention did a lot of the same thing. It's like, yeah.
I think a bigger issue with this is just like the Republican strategy, particularly Trump, is that they're using this to like demonize people. And so DC is, well, other communities as well. You have immigrants, you have the Latino Hispanic community, and particularly like DC is a majority black city.
Yeah.
And so the other cities that he were talking about, I think we talked about this a little bit on the last episode, is like the other cities that he's talking about using the National Guard to take over, they all have black mayors. And so it's just like he's using this as a way to like demonize and push his sort of racist rhetoric that appeals to his base. But it's just like, we also know that there are proven solutions to sort of fight some of these things that you're using these tactics to fight, when they're actually just like, you're just using this to sort of pander to your base who are racist, instead of like actually delivering solutions that will like fix these problems. And I think that's just like a standard thing of like the Republican Party in general, is just like, we're doing all this stuff for show, we're pandering to our base who are racist, we're gonna villainize these communities, but it's just like, we know things work. We've seen it work, like you just said with the Baltimore mayor. We've seen these, like, we have the data. We know things work when we put the money to like to tackle certain issues, and it's just like, you're not doing those things because you really don't care.
I mean, I think it all boils down to like him trying to normalize police presence or like heavy policing in these black communities. I saw somebody on Twitter was basically saying like, this isn't by chance, and like it's very intentional, like increasing police presence, getting folks accustomed to like seeing military in their neighborhoods is like a part of a larger scheme.
Absolutely.
To like actually like just infiltrate communities and like have a sense of like insecurity and unsafety in these black neighborhoods. And he's trying to do the same thing. I just saw a post, and it's like he's aiming his efforts at Chicago next.
Oh, I did see that.
And he was like, beautiful black women in Chicago are begging me, Trump, come save our city.
That's what he fucking wrote?
That's what he said.
He wrote beautiful black women?
That's what he said.
I'm fucking screaming. Yo, that nigga's crazy.
He's insane.
I hate him so much.
Chicago, I hope that this isn't the case for y'all, but he has his eyes on Chicago, and I know that New York City is not far behind. LA is not far behind.
I think I would argue LA was first. Like the Marines were shooting at protesters. Like that was crazy. Right. And I also, I agree with you. I think he's making an example of a lot of these cities, but to tie it back to DC Mayor Muriel Bowser, I think if you understand that that's kind of the playbook, which I think is pretty clear, I think there should have been more planning or more understanding. Okay, these are ways he's going to try to exert force, and like these are the legal avenues or mechanisms we have to stop him. And I feel like, and maybe this isn't a critique just for her, but the Democratic Party more broadly, I feel like we're always caught flat-footed. And it's like,
Yes.
we been had Project 2025. Like, we know what the plan is going to be, and we understand how he's going to try to like degrade these institutions that we really hold dear. And so it's like, I feel like instead of fortifying them, we've kind of just been waiting for it to happen. And it's like,
yeah.
what's going
Well,
on?
I think that's been a
I completely
criticism.
agree.
And I think also the caveat to that is like the plan to stop Project 2025 was for him not to get elected. And you all failed miserably at that. So that was the plan to stop it, was for him not to be elected. And I think that, you know, the vice president, like people in the Democratic Party, like I think they made a strong case of why he shouldn't have been elected and why Project 2025 would have been dangerous for our country. And you guys all failed and you let him get elected. So now you got to deal with the consequences of what's happening. It's just like now, yeah, we need a plan against Project 2025. But when they had that playbook together during the election, like the plan was to stop him from becoming president. So now that he's the president, I do agree, like strategies need to switch. But that was the strategy from the beginning and you all failed. So
I'm just saying, like, where are the alternative pathways to like not making that happen? Like, y'all just had one game plan.
I don't think that was sufficient to just we just
That
gonna
was
win
not
and then they're gonna
smart.
go away. Like, I don't think that's
Like,
sufficient.
one, I'm being very realistic. Like, I love Kamala Down. I have my like personal like opinions around like her effectiveness as the president, or just like
the vice president, she's
I was saying if she were president.
if she were the president.
Yeah. And just like her policing and like her like legal history, whatever. But at the end of the day, like the country was not ready for, in my eyes, a black woman president.
I disagree.
Not being ready, but like I didn't think that the country was going to vote in a black woman president.
I disagree.
I didn't think so. And so like for y'all to put all of your eggs in one basket, like just didn't seem smart to me.
I disagree.
That's fine. We can agree to disagree.
Okay.
I also feel like I hate that sometimes the Democratic Party does this. I don't think all the time, but sometimes they will run as like opposition to Republicans rather than like standing on their own principles. I think about like Black Lives Matter, for example.
Yeah.
Like the Democratic Party was not behind Black Lives Matter until the Republicans were anti-Black Lives Matter. And I feel like if you're going to be oppositional to the Trump administration, right, I think when it comes to more progressive features of your playbook, I understand, right, you're trying to engage with a centrist crowd, a centrist country, like you're trying to win everybody's vote. But there were certain things that I felt like she was just trying to say the same thing as Trump in like Kamala. Like, if that makes sense. Like, I felt like I wanted a little bit more individualism from her, not necessarily reproducing Joe Biden or necessarily like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
I don't want to rehash the election, but you know, just from a comms perspective, it's a tough thing. What you have to do is also like, let's put in context. She had 107 days.
Yeah, that's huge.
Also, just like Donald Trump was a threat and currently is a threat to this country and our democracy. And so like when she was running that campaign, from a comms perspective, is like you're running on your policies, which she did have, and I think like she did put those policies out there, but it's also just like he's a huge threat to this country, and that also has to be a big part of the communication strategy and communicating that to people. And I think like you can argue of like which one you need to spend more time on, whether you need to like spend your time on communicating your policies to people, if that's going to get people to vote, or whether communicating the dangers of Trump to this country, whether that's going to get people to vote. But it's like they're both important, and it's just like they both needed to be, whether you feel one or more was spent more time on or whatever. It's just like also in 107 days, just like from a con standpoint, like working in campaigns, like it's just a tough thing to do. And I think people don't realize like they're humans on this. Like it's a digital manager, like there are people who are running these campaigns, and it's just like I feel like we talk about this stuff and we just like we talked about this last episode, but it's like we don't put these things into context. We don't give the people who are doing these things grace. Just like the campaign staff, like all this stuff, like the comm stuff is easy to sit on a podcast and be like, we should have did this and that and that. But it's like when you're in the campaign, that shit is really, really tough. Like there are days like just working on Maya's campaign in New York, like I was so fucking burnt out. There were days I literally would go home and I would like sit down and cry because I was so exhausted and I couldn't even imagine what she was going through. And that's just a city race. I cannot imagine in 107 days crisscrossing across the country to become president. Like, that shit is fucking tough. Like, you guys have no idea how hard it is to run a campaign. Like, it is seriously tough shit.
And outside of the comms perspective, I agree to Jay's point. Yes, to all of the things you're saying. Yes, let's give them grace. Yes, it's hard to run a campaign. Like, whoop-dee-doo. I understand that. But at the end of the day, to your point, I just feel as though, like, the Democrats are always reactive. And they're never, like, trying to push the envelope in terms of, like, making these huge strides in terms of, like, changing the political structure or, like, landscape of this country. Like, it's always trying to prevent the Republicans from creating chaos as opposed to, like, creating more liberatory, like, spaces, praxis, legislation. Like, it's always, like, trying to level the playing field as opposed to, like, really making things, like, the way that they need to be. So yeah.
That's fair.
Outside of comms, I feel differently.
I think the 118? 107 days. Like, I think that's huge also. Like,
yeah.
Because there was an incredible amount of work that went into a lot of that. So I don't want to discredit that
At all.
I'm just saying, from a comms perspective, no shade, there were very big moments where it was like, how did this happen? But love her down. I think she's brilliant.
Yes.
You know?
Are y'all going to get her book?
I think I am.
I want to read it.
Yeah. I can't really read, but
I got a program for you for that.
yeah, I'm gonna get the audio version.
Have AI read it to you.
All right. Well, yeah, those are the three niggas that
we talked a lot.
Harriet Tubman with a shot. I'm telling you.
We talked a lot.
Sheesh.
We're like, okay, is there anything that you wanna? I feel like we should just do one thing in Hot Topics and then we can skip to the dumbest shit I've seen on the internet.
Let's do two.
Okay.
I really want to the Waymo and Adam's corruption.
Okay, go ahead with Waymo.
All right, cool. So a self-driving car company, Waymo, will be tested in Manhattan and Brooklyn.
You really wanted to
in the
talk about
upcoming
this?
weeks. I did. I find this so fascinating.
Cool, yeah. Not cool, but
And have either of y'all been in self-driving cars?
yes.
No.
You have?
I haven't.
I haven't yet, but I've seen various like perspectives and experiences of folks. The one that stands out to me is there was a man who was on his way to an airport,
I saw that video.
in the West Coast,
Yeah.
and the self-driving car malfunctioned. And he was literally just doing laps in the parking lot of the building that he got picked up in. And like customer service was of no help. They were like, you can like do something, restart in the app. And he's like, it's not letting me. And he was like about to miss his flight because the car, like he literally was just doing laps. He's like, I'm getting car sick in here.
Really?
Like,
when was this?
this was a few months ago.
Wow.
I saw that video too.
Yeah.
And then the people, what do you call them? Customer service people. They like couldn't help him.
Yeah,
Because they were like,
on the phone,
everything
they're
is
like,
done
sir,
in
we
the
don't
car.
have like a reboot. Like it's against the law for us to like be able to dictate where the car goes. And he's like, I'm
that's true.
just stuck.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I just found this very fascinating because in New York, with the way that traffic is set up, with the tolls and things, I'm just really curious to see
Where are
how
the
this
cities that they
plays
have
out.
this at now?
San Francisco area, I think Seattle, Los Angeles. And I think they got it in Atlanta as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Those are like
They
cities
just
that,
opened up Atlanta.
I think I've seen that.
But they've had Waymo in California since like 2020. So like I've been in Waymos quite a bit.
Mhm.
They do be malfunctioning, but also most of the time they like numerically they drive better than regular people.
Yeah.
There's a street in San Francisco called Lombardy,
Mhm.
and there was like 8 Waymos that got like stuck
No.
on the street, and they
Is
couldn't
that
figure it
one of
out.
the
They got stuck.
Is that one of the hilly streets?
But I think it's interesting thinking about New York just because there's such an economy based on like taxi drivers and drivers in general, Uber and Lyft, and Waymo is owned by Google.
Okay.
So
I didn't know that.
Waymo's owned by Google. And so thinking about Google kind of stepping in as that middleman for
Google is
all
Google
of
too.
this, you know what I mean? And Waymos are cheaper than Ubers, so most people are
Oh,
going to
they
take
are.
them. So
Yeah. I just wonder, I feel like those cities are also kind of like spaced out in a sense.
A bit more.
Yeah, and I wonder just like the way New York City is set up, like with our taxis and like Ubers now, if that would even like work here.
And I think about New Yorkers. Who are they gonna cuss out when something goes wrong with their ride? Like they need a driver to cuss out. This is wild to me though. I also think about that. I'm thinking about like congestion pricing, like with like taxi drivers having to front that bill. Like is Waymo or Google now going to like front those costs? Because that's been a big revenue builder for the city in the last few months. So.
Well, you know now in Uber and in the taxi you have the congestion pricing surcharge.
Do you?
Yeah, you know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
And I stay in Brooklyn. I don't be going to Manhattan with the Ubers.
And the thing that was annoying was because congestion pricing was paused for a little bit. They had started before congestion pricing had started. They already started charging that surcharge. You'll see it on the thing in the taxi and in the Uber, but it was paused, and they still were the Ubers and the taxi were still charging the congestion pricing
That's grimy.
surcharge. Yeah, but there's a surcharge. That's what pays for the
thieves.
That's grimy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have self-driving cars in the city very soon.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, they're like getting ready to soft launch. Like it's just a test. They're not like fully operational, but they're gonna be testing them, I guess, to like get a lay of the roads. Like they gotta feed the algorithm of their thing somehow.
Only reason why I see this working in New York is because like LA is a more spread out city, Atlanta is a more spread out city. San Francisco is pretty tight. You know what I mean? And it's the really populated city also. It has like public trade. Like it has like a lot of people in a similar way to New York. New York is bigger.
Yeah.
But like I can see it being successful. I'm just worried about how it's going to impact people who like that's how they make their livelihood. I think like the economy is changing so fast and technology is changing so fast. And it's like exciting, but it's scary, you know? I don't know.
Also, what the fuck do we need self-driving cars for? Just like let niggas
Build
drive
the high rail.
Yeah, let the niggas be taxi drivers. Like, what the fuck do we need self-driving? There's just like a lot of this AI and stuff is just like, I think it's taking people's jobs away, and it's just like, let people do them fucking jobs. Like, we don't need like I don't see the point of a self-driving car. Like, what is it? Just like let the taxi driver drive the car.
And this might be a moot point.
They need a job.
What about the bikers? Like, I like to ride a bike, and a self-driving car. Like, I don't know. I'm sure they have something in place to like mitigate this, but like. Bikers here are also great.
It has like a camera on the top, and it like can sense things. But if it's something that it doesn't recognize, it does call customer service, and they will like remotely identify it as whatever it is.
Okay.
But that can get creepy sometimes.
Yeah. Surveillance also. Like
there's this one video of somebody who was like drunk in a self-driving Waymo, and his leg was like out the window. And they pulled him up into his apartment complex, and he's knocked out. And they're like, ding, ding, hello, please get out. Ding, ding, hello, please get out. And then they called customer service, and they were like, sir, sir, you have to get out of the car.
Oh,
that's funny.
I feel like it's going to get wild in New York because,
it will.
You know.
And the New York City sexcapades is gonna go crazy in a driverless car.
Did you say the sexcapades?
Yes, they're gonna go.
There's gonna be
there's no driver.
Yeah, the content creator's about to go off.
Make sure you subscribe.
Oh my God. I'm fucking screaming.
That's hilarious.
Think about that. Yeah, niggas gonna be fucking in the cars. They're about to be fucking down.
Yo.
About to go down.
Oh, no.
That's gonna be a party bus in a second.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Oh, but then I also like my dad is a garbage man, right?
Okay.
So like I think about it also like garbage man makes a lot of money because people don't want to do it. But when you start having self-driving cars and automation and we're moving so quickly, I just worry like that's a lot of people we're displacing, not just drivers, but like delivery people, UPS. Like that's ultimately.
Yeah,
I don't
like
know.
I
What's
said,
that gonna
let
do?
niggas drive. Let
niggas
taxis,
work.
Yeah, let niggas drive the cars. We don't need help.
Don't want to work anymore.
When does that spread to other industries? Like you said, like sanitation. Like how soon are they gonna have self-driving like sanitation trucks that not only like drive around but also like pick up trash? Like
it's coming. Everybody's job is gonna be gone.
it's scary. It's like it's exciting, but it's very scary.
I'm not excited.
It would be exciting if we didn't live with billionaires ruling everything. Like it would be exciting if somebody was like, everyone can live better.
Yeah.
But I don't, unfortunately.
We haven't gotten to that.
Exactly.
There's going to be no jobs. We're all going to be poor, and that the 20 billionaires are going to have all the money.
And is it Elon Musk or what's the nigga that well, he's not a nigga, but what's the dude that runs Amazon?
Jeff Bezos.
Bezos. One of them is about to be a trillionaire.
I think it's Elon, no?
It's Elon.
I think it's Elon,
He's
yeah.
approaching trillionaire status. And I'm like, who needs that much money? And also, you could end world hunger and homelessness multiple times over and still be
rich as hell.
Those white niggas are so evil. Just
to me, there's
disgusting.
no ethical way to be a billionaire.
I don't think
like,
so either.
What
you
about
could have
Rihanna?
y'all millions. I don't think there's an ethical way to be a billionaire.
That point.
Me personally, I don't know the lady. She seemed fun. She real pretty. You know what I mean? I don't know her. That's my opinion.
I
but,
agree.
You know,
And
I
she
agree.
makes a great lip gloss.
she do.
Like, who says, one, free world, free market, like, make the
Good
money that
boxer.
you want, but, like, could there be potentially a cap in, like, worth or, like, just, like, the amount of money that you're able to, like, accrue, and then, like, anything that's surplus, like, goes into, like, a global...
Yeah, well, that's the whole idea behind the wealth tax.
Yeah.
But y'all niggas don't vote, so you don't get a wealth tax.
The Bronx.
Okay, I think we gotta skip the second one.
No, that's fine.
You just really wanted to talk about that.
I did.
Okay.
It's
I don't
important.
know why you were so fascinated by it.
Technology. So we're gonna skip ahead to the dumbest shit that I seen on the internet. For me, I teeter between higher ed and other debaucherous stuff, but Trump's administration has declared that they are moving to end the $350 million grant program for Hispanic serving institutions. To their institutions, HBCUs, historically Black colleges and universities, Hispanic serving institutions primarily serve individuals from the Latino community. And there are several throughout the country, but this particular grant funds those institutions in their operation. And his administration has basically said, like, this is unconstitutional, it's DEI, and you know how they feel about diversity, equity, and inclusion. So, yeah, they're about to end this, and I just keep thinking of the song that they did at that rally.
I will vote.
I will vote.
For Donald Trump.
For Donald Trump. And it's like, y'all voted, and this is what
I think
you're getting.
I had read the other thing. I think what someone had said is that what they're trying to use this to is like a prelude to defunding HBCUs.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, y'all president
It's coming down the pike.
he's a piece of work.
And the gag is, he's trying to defund HBCUs, absolutely, but like, he's trying to defund Harvard at the same time too. You know what I mean? Like, we're in a very anti-intellectual space in the United States, and that's a little terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah,
He ain't
that's
been
why
the smartest, knife ever, but come on now.
But I mean, like, it also makes sense. If you're dumb as a brick, you also want everybody else to be dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
And just like in terms of like brainwashing, like social control, like it helps when folks don't have access to these progressive spaces where folks engage in dialogue across difference and perspective.
Yeah.
And like the effects of this shit is going to last decades, and it's going to take a long time for us to dig our way out of that. So that is also why our weekly plug, get your exit plans ready, because it's going to be bad and it's going to take a while to get better.
Do you have an exit plan, Jay?
As in like the United States?
Yeah, as in like leaving the country.
I got people out the country. I could do worst case scenario, but I kind of hope California succeeds. And I know that's like a wild thing to say, but like, I just want to go back home and like, you know what I mean? Not be in the...
Okay, well, that's not a plan. Get your plan.
But I can figure it out.
Yeah, you need to start thinking about that right now. I'm going to go into either Paris or Taiwan.
I'm going to Germany or Spain.
Yeah.
Germany or Spain. I mean, I would go to Dominican Republic, but
yeah,
that's fair. Yeah.
Also, the other thing I wanted to say is, dumb niggas, listen to this podcast. Brian almost has a PhD.
Yeah.
Come on now.
And they loading soon.
Yeah,
I
dumb
know
niggas,
that's
tune
right.
in. Get educated. Okay, my dumbest thing I seen on the internet this week is, so there's a guy in Minnesota who's running for mayor. He's like a left-leaning candidate. His name is Omar. I don't know how to say this last name. Fatek? I don't know. And he's like the left-leaning candidate there. People are sort of comparing him to Zoran here in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
He had got the Democratic Party's endorsement. And so the context is he's also running against the current mayor. And so the Democratic Party he got their endorsement over the sitting mayor of the city. This was considered a big deal. And then this week, the Democratic Party came together and withdrew their endorsement of him. And so there's a whole bunch of conversation of just like Democratic Party establishment people just like sabotaging left-leaning candidates from this more progressive side of the party. And so this does not lean well into that narrative. Yeah, so I feel like people were really excited about this guy. I mean, he's still running for mayor. You know, people can still vote for him. But I think also like there's, especially as there's a conversation about like who's the leader of the Democratic Party, which direction does it go. Also there was that thing about Democratic voter registration being down. I think there's going to be sort of a conversation about sort of the establishment versus sort of the left side of the party, or even just like the direction it goes in terms of just like what is the way forward. But I don't think this is a bad part of that. So yeah.
I think that we just need to move away from this two-party system altogether. But that's just me.
I know
and
how
I think
you
it's
feel.
evident. You know how I feel. And I think it's just evident in the way that they just self-sabotage. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Like, it's white, meaning well-intentioned white people that are still very much white people. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. I agree. And I think like that centrist wing of the Democratic Party is arguably the most frustrating to everybody, because it's like the left can't progress forward and the right can't progress. So it's like it's stuck.
I just want healthcare.
Okay.
Where's the universal healthcare?
Fair.
The dumbest shit I seen on the internet this week. Is it dumbest shit, dumbest thing?
Same.
It's the same.
The dumbest shit I seen on the
Same
internet
shit.
this week. I don't know if y'all watched the Amanda Seals, like one black radical versus 20 conservatives.
Yes.
I haven't seen it.
It was, you know, I don't know if I don't really like black conservatives.
Yeah.
I think they are a walking contradiction, and it really bothers me sometimes, like some of the talking points they have. And there was this one guy that was talking to Amanda Seals, and he had an Israel chain on.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh,
He had an
Lord.
Israel chain, and he was making the argument that black people don't deserve reparations against
God.
her claim that
Harriet!
Come get this nigga.
And he was making the argument black people don't deserve reparations, again, while wearing an Israel chain. And the amount of money we give to Israel is reparations 2-3 times over. So it was like, that was already contradictory. And then his point was just so, I feel like Amanda was making like a moral and legal argument against like why, you know, other nations have done this to make whole like populations that they've like really cut down. And it went from, you know, well, black people are just going to be smoking weed all day and not going to use it for anything. And
Who gives a
hearing
fuck?
those arguments from a black person is just so, yeah.
Who
I don't
gives a
know.
fuck?
Let
We
people
need
do what they need to
reparations,
do,
and when
like-
I get that fucking money or whatever, I do whatever the fuck I want to do with it. Who are you to tell me if I want to sit up in my house and smoke weed all day long with my reparations money that I don't deserve that money because I'm gonna smoke weed all day with it?
And either way, it's going to benefit the economy in the long
Exactly.
run. So, like, y'all holding out reparations for us is only hurting
It's nuts.
the system itself. I did watch, I'm fascinated. I don't really see it for Amanda all the time, but this video definitely got me, like, kind of shifting my views of her, my opinion of her. And she was arguing with a black woman. Not arguing, but having a discussion with the black woman. And the black woman was basically saying, like, systemic racism doesn't exist. Like, this is just the way that the society is structured. And Amanda's like, yeah, that is the way that the society is structured. And so I'm arguing that we need to address the system as opposed to blaming a community for their current circumstances.
But they
and
structured it that
predicaments.
way.
Exactly. And the white woman was just like, she was
No,
trying
you
to...
said black.
I mean, the black woman was trying to like argue against her, but was still like arguing for her at the same time, which also goes to show how dumb black conservatives are.
That was
like,
one of Trump's black beauties, because I think she's one of the Chicago girls too, for
she
real.
was from Chicago,
Yeah.
not Trump's black beauties. I'm crying. Well, she might be the one that's asking him to come to Chicago, but it's just ignorant.
And it's like I could feel our ancestors turning over in their grave. I feel it, so I know they got to feel something. Like, it's crazy.
I haven't seen it. I also just
Let's do a watch party.
But you watched it already, no?
I would watch it again.
Again. I don't like listening to those people with those ideological perspectives.
Mhm.
It just irritates me. So I don't know how is it like an hour long or like,
It's over an hour. It's
Yeah.
like an hour and a half, I think.
I don't know if I could do it. Maybe if I had an edible or something.
I think we should do a drinking game with watching it.
You would think that we should do a drinking game.
Yeah. I think that would be perfect because I'm always down for the turn up most times. But anytime somebody said something, you take a shot or you drink. Like, let's do that.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's the dumbest shit I seen on the internet. That looks like the show.
Jay, it was so good having you. As
thank you so
guest.
much.
Yeah.
Did
so
you
honored.
and have fun?
I did. Anytime you want me back, I'm sliding. This was a lot of fun.
Before you go, give each of us a compliment.
Period. I love your shirt. The shirt is fly as hell.
Hey.
And your curls are popping. You look great.
Thank you.
Oh,
I love it. Thank
yes. Okay, I'll give you a compliment as well. We love, not we. I'm not going to speak for you.
Don't speak for me.
Yeah, you have great energy.
Thank you.
Yeah, we enjoyed your banter. This was a lot of fun.
I concur.
Thanks.
And
Y'all
blue
had
is
a
my
good
favorite
time.
color. I love this.
Hey,
Yes,
let's
I actually
go.
like this little set. This set is really cute.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, that's our episode.
We should end every episode with compliments.
Yeah,
it's just
that's
real feel
cute.
good.
The world is rough right now.
It is.
It really is.
It's a lot going on.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, tell a friend, tell your sugar straights, because we need our coin.
Follow me at Black Lover Boy on all platforms. Lover has no vowels. BLACKLVRBOY. And yeah.
Yes, thanks. Thanks for being here. Okay, thanks everyone.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.